Be breaking down this trade that I took during New York session. I posted this on my story. I literally told you guys where I was anticipating price to pull back, where I was going to take the sells from, and where the main target is. So I closed with the 1 to 2, but honestly this trade played out nicely, almost a 1 to 4. But let's go over it from the beginning. So let's delete all this and let's start from scratch. So we're trading here on Thursday. So first things first, I'm gonna mark my high and low of day. I know this is very repetitive for those of you guys that have seen the videos already, but this is the point. I'm literally repeating myself so you guys could understand what I do and you could literally pick up on my strategy. So first things first, draw the highs and lows of days. If we're trading on Thursday, the high and low of day is going to be the highest and lowest point from Wednesday, one previous trading day before. And I do this on M5. So keep that in mind. To mark the highs and lows of days, you do this on M5. And it's going to be the highest and lowest point between Frankfurt session and New York session. And it cannot be like in between the sessions. It actually be in the color of the session. So this is notice this is not the high of day right here. It looks like it, but it's not. This is the high of day right here because it is in a session. So this is our high of day right here. And then this is going to be our low of day down here. Lowest point. And then now we got to draw our previous high and previous low of day. If we're trading on Thursday, our previous high and previous high of day and previous low of day is going to be from Tuesday, 2 previous trading days before. I had a brain fart. So if we're trading on Thursday, previous high, previous low of day is going to be the highest and lowest point of Tuesday. Previous low of day, and then previous high of day right here. I'm going to make this breakdown super simple for you guys. And those of you guys that stick to the end, I'm going to drop some sauce in the end. So make sure you stick to the end because I'm literally going to drop some serious sauce. I'm going to drop sauce all throughout the video, but I got some serious heat at the end. So previous high of day right there. And then now how I usually do, we just go to the higher time frames and work our way down to see what we're working with. So first things first, we're coming from this weekly supply. So we're going to mark this supply right here. Right here, this weekly supply. That's giving us this bearish movement to the downside. This supply right here, keeping that in mind. Now we're going to go to the daily time frame, or actually the H4, because on the daily there's nothing there. So I say there's nothing there on the daily because on the daily we had this area of demand. It looks somewhere like right here, but notice how we used it, pulled back, and then price broke through it. So now there is nothing stopping price in this void right here up until this area of demand right here on H4. Notice how this area of demand created this impulse to the upside into this weekly supply, and we have this void right here. So it's very likely we're going to see this void get filled. So right now we have no major demand zone, nothing stopping price either until this area down here. So keeping that in mind, knowing that there's nothing stopping price, and seeing obviously that we are in a downtrend. Look at this H4 supply right here that was used very nicely. I know I took a sell whenever, I think it was coming from here that day, but and it's posted in the channel as well, so you guys should definitely check that out. But notice how this H4 supply was used right here. Notice how we're literally coming from this weekly supply and we're making our way down. We're making our way to the downside. If we look on the daily, we have this area of supply right here to mark as well. But this is how it looks on the daily time frame. Notice how we have nothing stopping price to this area down here. And just in case the price were to pull up, we have this area of supply right here. That's a major area of supply. Notice the left head and the right shoulder would come in right here from this previous candle. So just things I'm pointing out right now. This is a major area of supply that was formed. So we could keep that in mind, but nothing is stopping price till down here. So keeping all this in mind, let's go to M15 real quick. Let's go to M15. And then let's replay this right here because I'm going to show you guys what I saw on the graph before, what I was presented with, that we actually see what, how I see things and why I see them. So look at this. First things first that I noticed when I saw on the graph was that we have this area of supply right here. Notice this previous candle before this movement to the downside. There's just a pullback right here and then a continuation. Notice how we have this area of supply in confluence with this previous low of day. So I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting to take a sell from this area. I literally had my sell limit placed. And I say that because look at it, M15 right here in confluence with the previous low of day. And then if I go to H1, look at how beautiful this looks. It's this line right here. It would have been right here. You see right here? It's literally in confluence with the H1 supply as well with the previous low of day. It just looks very nice. But that's not the supply that price pulled back to. That's not the supply that price used. The supply that price used was this one right here. So and the one that I sold from. So I'm just pointing out things that I see. These that are like major supply zones. I'm pointing out how to spot them and how you can see how they're in confluence. So this is the supply that price used today, pretty much. Look at this. This supply right here that was created during Frankfurt. This previous bullish candle that gave us this bearish movement to the downside. And then notice how London literally pulled back to this low of day exactly. And then that's where the movement came in from. So when I come to sit down at my desk at this time and I see this is what I see. I see that we have this area of supply up here, and we also have this area of supply down here with nothing stopping price, nothing stopping price, no major demand zone up until this area here. So I'm anticipating to go short from here, or here, with this being the main target down here. So let's see what happened and why I went short. So if we go fast forward a little bit, let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, I want you guys to notice this. Right there. Okay, so, and also M15. Let me make sure I draw this correctly. Okay, so notice this. Notice how it was about like I fast forwarded a little bit too much. It was supposed to stay like around here, like 940. But notice how around 940 we have this area of supply that was created right here on M15. So I'm gonna mark this right here, like this, like that. Notice pretty much price touched this area right here. It missed literally by like half a pip. But after this area and touching this low of day, I noticed this supply being created on M15. Literally right here, you can see this candle right here in confluence with this low of day. And then if I go to M5, let me break this down for you guys even more. Notice how we have this. Pay attention. I'm gonna drop some serious here right now. So notice this. We have our target down here. We created this literally this M15 supply. Also, if you want to make it a little bit cleaner, notice how you could do it on M5 right here too. Right here, and you can see this previous candle before this movement to the downside and confluence with this low of day, and you can see that that's where price is pulling back to actually get the entries for the movement. So now that price what's it called? Now that price created this M5 supply, we retested it in New York, and we got this movement right here to the downside. I placed my sell limit right here. And I'm going to tell you guys why. You see how on M5 right here, we have another order block that was created after touching this area. But if I go to M1, I want to show you guys this. Notice we have this order block as well right here. This supply. When I say order block, it's just a supply or demand zone. That's really all it is. So notice this. I know it's a lot in the graph, but try to comprehend and break down, pick up the pieces that I'm breaking down. So we have our M5 supply up here. Price interacts, touches the M5 supply, and gives us an M1 confirmation. What is an M1 confirmation? I'm about to tell you right now. Notice how when price touches this M5 supply on M1, we get this M1 confirmation. We break all these lows and we create this supply on M1. Let me mark it like this for you guys. Like this. Look how clean that looks. And then that literally would have been the entry with no drawdown at all. Like, on M1, no drawdown at all. But why did I take the one on M5? I entered right here because I said I don't need, honestly, with experience, guys, you're gonna notice that you don't really need to get, like, I don't need to have the super snipe entry. Like before, I would have always took my sell limits on the M1 supply, but whenever there's an M5 supply right here, like below, and an M1 supply above it like that, with my 8 pip stop loss is more than enough, and it covers me. And sometimes it'll just touch the M5 supply and it won't go to the M1 one. So meaning price could have just touched this one and continued the movement from here. So I don't want to risk not getting in the trade. I'd rather just have a little bit shittier entry than risk not getting in the trade, if that makes sense, and knowing that my trade is still going to play out. So I don't have a problem being 2 pips in drawdown for a trade that's a high quality trade. So notice this. Notice if you want to get those super precise entries, you get the supplies on M1, but keep in mind that sometimes price just touches the M5 one. And I'm saying this if there's an inconfluence, there's M5 supply and an M1 one right above. That's when I always enter off the M5 with no M1 confirmation. Now, if I just have an M5 supply and there's not an M1 supply clear right above it, I wait for an actual M1 confirmation. What do I mean by that? Like this, for example, like here, we touched this M5 supply and I waited for this M1 confirmation here to retest. I noticed as soon as price pulls back into this area, literally to this supply that was created right here, that's where the movement came into the downside. No, so let's take this out right here. I'm actually gonna break down. I'm gonna break this down very detailed for you guys. So notice this. Let's actually like break this down. Okay, so notice, yes, we have the perfect entry, sniper entry. That's fine. But let's just say we missed that entry. Where could we have entered from again? So let's actually like break this down. Notice how. Let me make this a little. I don't know why I had some sweat on my mouse. All right, so notice how this supply was created right here. This is a little bit late. I don't enter at this time, but we could just break this down for the sake of it. So notice this supply that was created right here. This supply, this previous candle before this movement, price pulls back again, and then notice how price creates this other mini M1 supply, and then that's where we get the continuation to the downside. Notice how from this entry here, like I told you guys, we could have got a nice almost a 1 to 4 right here. I closed with a 1 to 2, but my trade look, I mean, this is what my trade looked like, but obviously this trade definitely this is the movement that we were anticipating this morning. So now let's well, I'm gonna break down what I expect for tonight as well, just so you guys could, so we could do a detailed breakdown. So, or actually, you know what, let's not make this video any longer than what it is. Let me just show you guys the sauce that I told you guys I was gonna show you. So what I'm about to show you guys right now, if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I am about to bless you right now. So this is something that I made. Let me delete this. All right, so this is something that I made. This is pretty much like my rules for my strategy. But let me show you. I'm not gonna get into all this crazy stuff, but I'm gonna just point this stuff out real quick, because you guys, I know a lot of you guys are asking me like what an M1 confirmation is. I just explained it right now, but I'm gonna explain it even more in detail again with more examples. So real quick, I want you guys to look at this M5 supply right here, M5 order block. This is an M5 order block. And then notice how when price gives this distribution, we touch it again, we just don't enter right here. We wait for M1 confirmation. Notice how this is the M5 supply, but on M1, when price touches it, we create this supply on M1. That's our entry right here after our confirmation on M1. And you can see that that's where the volume comes in from. Again, that was we just did M5, so let's do a M15 order block. Look at this M15 order block, same thing as well. When price touches it, creates this M1 supply, giving us an M1 confirmation, and that's where our entry is coming from, and then that's when the volume comes in. So, and then an M1 order block, obviously you're not waiting for any confirmation, you're just gonna enter off the order block. But yeah, hopefully you guys pick up some sauce from this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.